Today I'm trying to solve a countertop dilemma. Where do you put scraps, like a used tea bag, without making a mess? So I'm making a ceramic bin with a swing top lid, but I'm not sure I've picked the right clay for this build. Let's find out. I'm using 1.5 kilos of a very gritty clay. Now, however much I caution students to take care with rough clays, sometimes I can't resist the end effect myself. So my suggestion is to always proceed cautiously and to take any irritation seriously. So this is a little uncomfortable, but my skin feels fine and I've centered the clay. Now I flatten the top. And I push down into the clay. I open out and start to form the walls. I need to bring the walls up quite high because I'm going to close the form. I'll just smooth and compress that wall. And now I'm ready to start colouring in. I colour in until I can bring the top together, and I make sure I leave enough clay in the join. Now I straighten the walls a little, and then I'm going to flatten off the top. I straighten the walls once again, and now I push in to create a channel. As I've mentioned before, I'm using a small piece of electrician's cable feeder. I tidy a little with my arrowhead tool. And now I can set aside to dry. And remember to make a pinhole at the base of the flange. So I'm ready to trim. I start by cutting the swing top, cutting in at a bit of an angle. And then I need to enlarge the hole a little. This will be necessary for the top to swing open and closed. And as I start to trim, I see a problem with the rough clay. It's really proving difficult to trim, and I have to smooth every surface carefully. I feel as if I don't have as much accuracy in my trimming. And this could be a real problem for an item that requires pieces to fit together really well. And after smoothing the top, I'm ready to cut the lid off right at the base of the flange. I trim a gallery. And of course I check that the lid fits. And now I'm going to smooth the sides and trim around the base. And once I'm happy with the fit and finish, I'm ready to make the mechanism for the swing top. So that means I need to add holes for the pins. The type of pins you use will depend on the size of the hole you want to make. I'm going to use bamboo skewers, so I'm using a paintbrush that's just a little larger than the skewer to make the holes. I make 2 holes in the swing lid directly opposite each other. And now I'm ready to make the corresponding holes in the container lid. I actually spend a bit of time measuring to make sure that the holes are in the right position, otherwise the swinging action won't work properly. And now I wire through. I upend the base and I give it a trim. I pay extra attention to smooth the base carefully. And then I set aside to dry and bisque fire. I glaze the inside of the container by pouring. And then I clean around the rim, paying extra attention to the flange. Next up is the lid, where I've used 2 pieces of pipe cleaner in the holes to keep them from filling with glaze. The pipe cleaner trick was suggested by one of our viewers and it works a treat. I do the same with the swing top lid. I'm glazing in a glossy white glaze. This goes well with the rough character of the clay. And then I glaze the outside of the base. And then I clean the base on my sponge. I set the base and the lid together to fire. And then they're ready for their glaze firing. So I've assembled one and it works really well. And I found it a little difficult to assemble. The clay I've used is just a bit too rough. Although I managed to throw without too much wear on my hands, the trimming was difficult. And I think the moving parts aren't as cleanly finished as they need to be. So I made another one from a less gritty clay, and that's the one I'll assemble now. So as I mentioned earlier, I'm going to use bamboo for the pins. These fit into the 2 holes in the lid and the 2 holes in the swing lid. So I cut the pins to about 1 centimetre length, and then I push them into the holes on the swing lid. And then working from the underside of the lid or the inside, I push one of the pins into its corresponding hole. Then I take a screwdriver and gently, very gently bend the bamboo pin into the corresponding hole on the other side. And the lid rotates. If you haven't already done so, subscribe to our channel so you get the latest in our extremely useful projects. And if you need a refresher in making canisters from a single piece of clay, check out our perfectly fitting lids video. And as always, happy potting!